Hey everyone, welcome back. Thank you for joining me today as we are about to continue on to the next part of our live reaction playthrough of Dawntrail. So let's go ahead and just give a quick recap from what happened last time in the first episode. We set sail from Sharlayan. We arrived in Tuliolo. Despite the storm's best efforts to sink our ship, we arrived safe, alive, happy, except for Wuklamut, who was seasick, so that was fun. Anyway, she went ahead and guided us around the city, getting us familiar with all of the major landmarks and markets and everything. She also gave a very brief description about her father, who is Gulool Ja Ja, who's the Dawnservant of Tuliolo, and also the history of Tuliolo in general. Now, we need to remember that Tuliolo it's not like Ishgard. Ishgard is like 1,000 years old, but Tuliolo is still a pretty young nation. It's not even a century old yet. So we got some nice lore, including these like 7 great feats that her father had done, which puts me in the mind of like Hercules and all of his challenges, all of his struggles. And I have a feeling like the contest is going to be involving like some manner of these feats that he had done. I don't think they would have brought it up like that without it being important later on. We also got to meet Gulool Ja Ja, who is one of the other claimants to the throne. Now, unlike the other 3 claimants, he's not the child of the Dawnservant. No, he is... apparently, there was a tournament going on, and he ended up winning the whole thing, and the grand prize was becoming one of the claimants. I don't know. I don't know how that works or where the logic in that was. But yes, so instead of partaking in some delicious tacos, which I'm planning on having for dinner tonight anyway, Wuklamut had to take everyone up to the palace, and that's where we let off. So let's go ahead and just pick it up right there. And here we go. So Claire's all set, ready to go. She looks awesome. I just have to say it. I think she looks amazing here. So let's go ahead and talk with Erinvel real quick. Oh, we got several cutscenes. Okay. The Rite of Succession. Erinvel has been waiting patiently for your arrival. I've acquainted the twins with the city as best I could in a short time. Their unbridled enthusiasm made it rather difficult. Invariably, something would catch their eye, spurring them to run down an alley to investigate. 'Twas like herding a pair of unruly corals. Oh, you see how they don't deny it. They must have gotten into some trouble there. I understand all too well. Sharlayan had the same effect on me. Right then, now it's time we saw the inside of the palace. Papa will want to know I'm home, and to meet the allies I've chosen. Given how impulsive he is, though, there's no telling what we might be in for. What do you mean by impulsive? Is he going to, like, attack us or something? Wouldn't surprise me, given the trailer we saw earlier. Oh, sounds like a fight's already going on. What? Oh, Estinien, what are you doing here? I mean, I knew he was in Doral, but still. Wasn't expecting to run into him so quick. Oh, wow.
Estinien? When did he get here?
Oh my god.
What's the point? Why is he here?
Oh, you know this man? Whenever my father spots a promising opponent, he invites them to Sunperch to duel. Pressing duties or no, he can't resist a good fight.
I can tell he's gonna be interesting.
So the one Estinien's crossing blades with.
Yeah, I don't know how many two-headed giant Mamuja it could possibly be.
That would do, Spearman. I will receive my darling daughter.
I really didn't expect to run into him this quick.
Know that you are the strongest I fought in many a moon, if not longer. It is the privilege of a life long lived to face such a formidable soul.
I like him already.
If it's formidable you want, then look no further than that woman there.
Ah. You're gonna fight him now?
I see you, warrior.
We had no idea you meant to visit Tyrrell.
Yeah, he didn't say anything to
I've
anyone,
seen
did
what
he?
lies east. This time I chose west.
And thus did our itinerant dragoon make his travel plans.
You witnessed our bout. If you thought he was fearsome, that was with one head dozing.
Really?
I'm not sure I understand.
The old man has been feeling his years. The uncovered side is the head of resolve, and age has only deepened his love for combat. But the head of reason, wiser of the two, sleeps more and more these days. As I understand it, the veil helps with the restoration of his magical energies.
Ah, I was curious about that.
Enough about me, Lamati. I want to hear of your adventures.
Lamati.
Lamachi.
A term of endearment. It's what my family calls me.
Aw, that's cute. So is Estinien joining us? Seems unlikely, but...
Oh. When last did we see you in the palace? Greetings, Solonash.
It's Erenville now, Dawnservant.
Ellen Nash. What was it? I mean, I knew he changed his name, but...
I took the name while abroad, and have since grown accustomed to it.
Erenville, then. And these others? I assume are Lamati's recruited allies. Ha! Old-tempered steel. Yet as much as I'd enjoy testing their metal, the hour of the right is at hand. I will summon the other claimants at once.
Okay, good. I am dying to see what the others
Then
are
I shall
like.
leave you to it.
Aw,
Good fortune, my friends.
so you're leaving us. That's a shame. He's always a good guy to have around. And so far, I really like Gulool Ja Ja. Hopefully the other claimants here are going to be as interesting. Nah, there's Gulool Ja Ja. And there's that other Mamuja we saw earlier on the poster. Oh, and that's Kona then.
The claimants are assembled. The first promise, Zorolja. The second promise, Kona. The third promise, Uklamat. And lastly, the chosen of Mamuk, Gulool Ja Ja. You four will compete in the Rite of Succession, the outcome of which will decide who takes my place as Dawnservant. I am not the man I once was. My wiser half sleeps the days away, and it is time I yield my position. But mine is a torch that has never been passed. Tuliyollal is young, and so I look to the always for inspiration. The Rite of Succession, the means by which the Autarch of Mamuk was chosen. Only the two-headed were deemed fit for this contest. But the Tuliyollal I built is a nation of many peoples. Our leader needn't have two heads, nor be a Mamulja at all.
I'm liking this guy more and more.
So I gave the right of claimant, not only to the son I sired, but to my adopted children as well. Yet the opportunity to rule was still not equal. That is why a recent tournament offered a place in the contest as the winning prize.
I don't know, I still don't understand his reasons for that.
Now you have us to compete against. Though it seems the one head was already too afraid to face us in the tournament.
Our brother was in Shock Tural leading the Landsguard on a campaign to eradicate a Tural Vidral.
Tural Vidral.
Anyone with sense would know he was too busy for games.
Now for the part you've been waiting to hear. The nature of the contest itself. To triumph in the Rite of Succession, and thereby claim our nation's throne, you must travel the lands of Yogg-Tural and find the City of Gold.
If I may, Father.
Speak, Kona.
The Golden City is an ancient Turali legend, but after so many failed attempts to find it, the story has become more fairy tale than fact. If you would charge us with such a quest, are we then to assume you have proof of the city's existence?
That's a good question.
I offer as proof my unbroken word, for I have seen it with my own four eyes.
Yeah, I figured he had.
The city's real. All those years.
This was before the founding of Tuliyollal. I traveled the lands of Tural with my companions, and we ended our journey at the gates to the Golden City. I mean to have you do the same, but in order to achieve victory proper, you need to break the seal I put in place.
A seal. So
Bring
is that?
them.
So I'm guessing that there's something in the City of Gold that he didn't want out. So that's why he had the seal put up. And well, what are we gonna do? Are we gonna break that seal and like let loose some kind of monster, like on Tural? Like, is that what's gonna happen? they... I have no idea. Okay, we did see those tablets in, like, the launch trailer, didn't we? Was it the launch trailer? Benchmark. It was the benchmark, sorry.
The Tuliyola saga.
You will retrace the path I walked to unite our peoples, step by step. Along the way, 7 chosen electors will be waiting to measure your worth.
Okay. Starting to
Earn
get
their
it.
keystones by performing the feats they ask of you. Once you've fitted each of the 7 tablets with the keystone, you'll have the key to unlock the seal on the Golden City's gates.
Alright.
So the contest is in stages, none of which can be skipped by rushing to the ultimate objective.
Exactly. Exciting, isn't it?
Martial tournaments, hunting festivals, and now this? You do so love your contests, Papa.
Were I a few years younger, I would have joined in myself. Give you a proper challenge. You may think the ride is tedious or nonsensical, or both. But I am yielding our nation's throne. Let me have this final indulgence.
A waste of time. Just name Gulool Ja Ja successor and be done with it.
Oh, sure, it's gonna be that easy.
The Rite of Succession begins now. I'll be watching your progress with great interest. And Clemens, remember to collect your tablets before you leave.
Oh, cryo.
You are one of Lamachi's allies. Speak freely.
I am Cryo Baldessian, representative of the students of Baldessian. My name is perhaps familiar to you?
Ah.
It would seem you sent this letter to my order some years ago. The ink has since faded and much of the writing is illegible. Even so, we managed to determine the essence of it. A request to investigate the Golden City, addressed to my grandfather, Galuf. Included with the correspondence was this earring. A fairy tale and a piece of jewelry were enough to convince my grandfather to sail halfway across the world. So there is surely some greater mystery at work here. On behalf of the students, I've come to seek clarification on the matter. Have you any knowledge you might share with me?
He knows something. I can tell. He knows something.
No, not at this time.
No.
I have tasked the claimants with finding the Golden City. To fulfill your request would afford one of them an unfair advantage in the Rite of Succession. But once the contest is decided, I plan to entrust the entire truth to my successor. If you want to hear it, then you had best help Lamachi win.
Very
That's
well,
a bit
Dawnservant.
unfair, but
On my honor as a student
I'm not
of
surprised.
Baldessian, I will find your golden city. Thank you for hearing my petition.
How about that? She's grown into a remarkable young woman. You should be proud, Gulool.
Yeah, he knows something. Okay, so we have to find the Golden City before we're able to get any answers. Is anyone else surprised here? No, I'm not. Oh, we got a bit of a crowd here. We rarely get crowds that big in this game.
Too late to change your mind now, I suppose. But are you sure you wish to be part of this?
Kind of late to ask us now.
Our third promise is not wont to take no for an answer. Though you may have agreed to help, I worry that you were swept up in her relentless enthusiasm. Or perhaps you've been lured by the glory of the Golden City. Either way, this contest for the throne will place you and yours at the heart of political turmoil. If you are second-guessing your decision, tell me now. This may be my last chance to help you withdraw.
I mean, we've done this sort of thing before. Like, when are we not in the center of, like, some kind of political power?
Life is a series of journeys, my friend. And there's no telling what awaits us on the long road. But what's important is to be true to yourself as you walk it. Only then can we hope to be content when we arrive at the end of one and step forward into another.
And that's not foreshadowing at all, is it? I want to see where this journey leads. Didn't come all this way just to back down now.
So you are committed to your path? I will speak no more of it then. As for my own involvement, I can no longer conduct myself as a mere guide, I think. Not after the Dawnservant's revelation.
I mean, who wouldn't want to see a city of gold? Okay, so here we go.
Here they come! It's Gulool! Such a fearsome mien. Make no mistake, there goes Tuliola's mightiest warrior.
Oh, really? Give me just 5 minutes with the guy and I'll pummel him.
Our village needs aid. The cold weather stunts our crops, and the children of our village go hungry. Once you ascend the throne, I beg of you, grant my people new lands, please.
Serelja.
Take heart, tiller of the soil. The resilient son, blood heir to the Dawnservant, has heard your pleas.
Soralja, the first promise and commander of the Landscape. Serelja, the palace seer. As he was so careful to remind the crowd, Soralja is indeed the natural child of Gulool Ja Ja.
And Resilient Son, is that another title, like the first promise?
After a fashion. Common knowledge has it that two-headed Mamulja cannot sire children. Yet Soralja was born all the same, with the head of resolve's features and the head of reason's scales. An extraordinary example of life's unyielding resilience.
Interesting.
And a warrior's reticence. He says little, but the way he moves... I know a hardened soldier when I see one.
He's a natural swordsman, a gift he inherited from his father. Some even say that the son has already surpassed the sire. Should he come to power, the first promise means to employ that martial prowess in the conquest of foreign lands. For this, he and his supporters have been labeled expansionists.
Okay, so yes, he is definitely the warmongering one that Wuklamat was so
This
worried
puts
about.
him in direct opposition to Wuklamat, who advocates for the preservation of peace. You may recall that she spoke of a claimant who cannot be allowed to rule. That is Zoraal Ja, the warmonger.
Cryon, are you all right?
The echo. It gave me a glimpse into Zoraal Ja's ambitions. Deep and unknowable, like an abyss. Yet at the same time, a roaring, unquenchable fire. It was a trifle terrifying, to be frank.
Go now.
Second promise! You must bring us more marvelous conveniences! More dirigibles and trains and the like. We need you in charge to make trading easier. The elders, they complain about abandoning tradition. But we're not like them, afraid of everything foreign and new. You have our wholehearted support. With your ingenuity and knowledge, you're sure to win the contest.
Well, he's definitely going to be a hard contender.
Forgive me, but the Rite of Succession is barely begun. I will hear your petitions if and when I am named Dawnservant. If you will excuse me.
Plain spoken, as always. That's Arcona. Practical to a fault.
Here we have Kona, the second promise, who spent time as a pupil at Sharlian's own studio.
Now that you mention it, I think I did see him in the halls once or twice. There was nothing to suggest he was Turali, much less from a royal family.
That was by design. He forwent his usual garb and took an Eorzean name to avoid attention.
So it was Kona who introduced the dirigibles. And the railway too, given what we just heard.
In furtherance of his goal, to enrich Tuliolal with every bright notion he learned of in Sharlian. He is the hope of those who prize innovation.
Okay, that's going to be tough to
As
beat.
aloof as he may seem, Kona and Wuklamat actually get along rather well. They bicker and batter as only close siblings do.
That's good to hear, at least. Oh, this guy.
How gracious of you all to cheer the lesser Glavans.
He doesn't really strike me as the political type, if I have to be honest. Ooh, he's got a temper too, it seems.
Oh, come now. What are you afraid of? I'm no different from your Dawnservant.
Aside from
That my
strength,
kind
intelligence,
should reign
reason.
is Gulool Ja tradition, and has been so since before there was a Tuliolal. I'll brush aside your feeble contenders, and then you'll see who deserves your theater.
Yeah, sure, threatening a unarmed woman, like...
brother.
I'm guessing that's a female, Mamuja.
The Mamuja have finally found peace in Tuliolal. I pity those fanatics are intent on keeping that tradition alive.
Yeah, I don't think that's a good idea if he is allowed
The
to
chosen of
rule.
Mamuja,
Otherwise, this place
Gulool
is
Ja Ja,
screwed.
winner of the recent martial tournament, and the only claimant not of the Dawn's promise. His strength is undeniable, but you see how he is. A few devoted Mamulja are his only supporters.
What would he do with the throne should he win it?
His policies and so forth. I doubt he's thought much beyond winning the contest itself. But one thing seems certain. If he does become Dawnservant, he will see the Mamulja exalted as the ruling class, and all others forced into subservience.
Sounds
We didn't
like
see that
another
coming.
that cannot be allowed to rule.
Is everyone leaving? Wuklamut hasn't come out yet. I'm guessing she's not one of the more popular ones, which kind of surprises me. Ooh, really not too many.
We wish for one thing and one thing only, Third Promise. To abide together in harmony with our neighbors whom we love in this land we share. It is our way, the Turoli way.
Gulool Ja Ja built for us this peaceful nation, and we beg you to preserve it.
You have my word. I won't let your pleas go unanswered.
Until Tuliolal was founded some 80 years ago, this continent was ravaged by war. The eldest among us remember that dark era, and they are Wuklamat's most ardent supporters.
Apologies. It's hard to get away. This is Namika, my childhood nursemaid. She's been like a mother to me my whole life. I told her it wasn't necessary, but she insisted on seeing us off.
I place our precious third promise into your care.
Did you know Wuklamut was taking part in the Rite of Succession?
Of the Dawn's promise? I thought it was only Zoralja and Kona. If she has any accomplishments to her name, I've yet to hear them.
Compared to the two Mamulja, she pales in martial prowess. And then there's Kona, who's far and away the most educated of the bunch. I hate to say it, but it's hardly a competition.
Well, that is rude, saying all that in earshot.
It's fine. More than anyone, I understand how much better my brothers are than me.
Better? Wuklamut, I have never thought of you as the lesser sibling. Your brothers may excel in their respective ways, but you boast qualities that both lack. A strength that is yours alone. Having cared for you for so long, I should know.
Thank you, Namika. Well, we ought to be on our way.
Yes, hurry along. I await word of your victory with bated breath.
It is always so nice to have just that unconditional support, isn't it? I don't know, it just makes me smile just to hear that. Okay, so we know the nature of the contest now, and we have a good look at all of the claimants. And it definitely seems that Wuklamut is one of the ones that you just witnessed. Wuklamut has no great army of supporters, not yet at least. Yeah, he said that perfectly for me. Thank you, I was struggling. So Kona, the second promise, is intent in developing his country by means of Sharlayan innovations. Given his background, I suppose it should come as no surprise. That two-headed claimant, Gulool Ja Ja, treats everyone around him as lesser beings. No doubt he tried to elevate the Mamuja above other races should he become Dawnservants. Not unlike how the Garlean Empire afforded special status to pureblood Garleans. I know not what drives Gulool Ja, but it engulfs him like an inferno. That doesn't sound too good. Well, so much for the brief reunion I had in mind. Papa is not one to waste time when he decides to act. I'm used to it by now, of course, but others are often caught off guard. In any case, we should talk about how we're going to find the City of Gold. If we have to work with... All we have to work with are the 7 tablets and their connection to the Tuliolo saga. Might I suggest first comparing the tablets against the pillars? We could check for any discrepancies between them. Good idea! Let's go and take a look. Okay, so there are 7 locations across Tural that we're going to visit, and we have to find kind of like a judge, one of these electors who's going to give us a task that we have to do, and if we complete the task, that's when we are given one of the keystones. And then we have to collect all the keystones, which I'm guessing might tell us where the City of Gold is located. That's my best bet, anyway. Where is it again? Here. Guess that's the closest. Thanks, everyone. Wuklamat, the tablets, if you would. Of course. Everyone has a tablet, then let's compare them to their respective pillars. Keep an eye out for even the smallest differences. Doesn't look like there's any real difference here. Unless I'm missing something, the glyphs appear to be identical. Only difference being that the tablets have hollows where the keystones are to be fitted. So, now that we've established that the scenes are the same, where do we go from here? The Dawnservant said we were to retrace the path he walked in uniting Tural's people, and that we would encounter 7 electors along the way. Then we have the answer here in front of us. Papa's path is all laid out in the Tuliolo saga. The events the glyphs portray, do we know the exact locations where they took place? If one is close, we could go there and search for an elector. That would confirm we're on the right track. Let me think. The Lay of Reeds was in the nearby Hanu settlement. Papa took me there once. It was during festival season, and the whole village was alive with good cheer. There's also the Lay of Gold. That one involves the Pelu Pelu village, which is about the same distance from here. Okay, so we got our 2 path quests. Before going anywhere, we should ask around about the road ahead. I heard a lot of talk as we toured the city about that storm we passed through at sea. Apparently it ravaged Yok Tural several days ago. Since our roads are not as well paved as Eorzea's, they're more susceptible to damage from natural disasters. If we want to avoid wasting time taking a dead-end trail, I suggest we spend a few moments making inquiries. If it's information we need, just leave it to me. I'll bring the information to us. Aaronville looks just so done with this. It would be prudent to ensure we've prepared for the journey. I'll guide you to the accommodations I've prepared. Oh, the inn room. So we get an inn room here too. Can't wait to see what it looks like. So it's right down here, it looks like. Oh, like those little houses, like behind us. Are those like the inn rooms, I'm guessing? That's right, the reservation is under Wulklamat's name. If you don't mind, I'll leave my companions to you. Certainly, sir. I'll go and track down the third promise. Once you finish organizing your gear, you can meet us outside Yakbaratel. Again, I have to apologize if I'm butchering names here. Greetings, visitors to Tuliolo, and welcome to the Forard Cabins. Whenever you are ready, I will show you to your rooms. Okay, retire to your room. Oh, wow! Look at this! Oh my god, we got like a huge opening of the beach. Oh, this is so nice! Best inn room ever. Oh, this is great. And we got 2 beds here. Are we sharing with someone? That would be fun. Just checking out the gear so far. Let's see how it looks. There it is. Just try on. Oh! Oh, I recognize it. Oh, but I do like it in green. But... no, I think we'll just keep what we have right now. Yeah, ours is definitely way better, so we'll go ahead and keep it like that. But what about the weapon? No. That's fine. Alright, let's clear on out. We'll just keep it simple right now. I wonder what she has planned in bringing the information to us. Like, I'm assuming that she's going to go talk to some friends or something. She does have some supporters. Only a few of them, but she does have a few supporters. Trust you to be the keenest to head out, Claire. Where are Aaronville and Wulklamat, I wonder? Ah, looky here. Oh good, you're all here. And who might your companions be? Seeing as we needed information, I thought who better to get it from than these locals. These two hail from the villages we're thinking to visit. I give you credit for taking initiative, at least. What do you mean, at least? Yeah, that's kind of a nasty way to give a compliment. I am honored that the third promise would seek my advice. I too am happy to answer your questions. Any encounter might be an opportunity to do business. Oh god, we're going to be having to deal with these kind of people. Thank you both for your help. Merchants are always a scary thing. Before we begin, there will doubtless be other occasions when we need to act independently. So I brought these for the two of you. What's this? It is called a link pearl, a gemstone harvested from a special shell. When linked together, they allow people to communicate across great distances. Is that so? What a handy thing to have. Be very useful on our travels. Speaking of which, I should get back to introducing my two new friends here. So these two are going to be the quest givers then. The Tuliolo saga features a number of Tural's clans. Two of those, the Hanu Hanu and the Pelu Pelu, have settlements relatively close to the city, so I brought a representative of each. As I mentioned before, the Hanu are a cheerful people who love their festivals. They make their appearance in the Lay of Reeds, and their home village, Okanu, is located in Kozamaruku. The other Smalo fellow is one of the Pelu, a clan of business-minded folk from Rukupacha. They appear in the Lay of the Gold, and craft all kinds of marvelous goods in Huachopelo, their village. Now, as for deciding which village to visit first, why don't you put that adventure instinct of yours to work for us, Claire? Pick your destination. Alright, so these are going to be branching off into twin paths. It really doesn't matter, though, which quest that we do first, because we will be coming back to do the second one. This is just going to give us a chance to be able to pick which place that we actually want to explore first. And I don't know anything, literally nothing, about either of these two locations. Alright, so let's just have a quick look. Okay, become available once you've completed this quest, beginning with the helpful Hanu. Okay, it's waiting to answer your questions. And the other one, to the approachable Pelu, is waiting your questions. Okay, so I think we're just going to freeze it right there for right now, and we will continue on with the quest lines in the next video. And like I said before, it really doesn't matter the two locations that we go to first. It's just where you want to explore first. That's just kind of how they set it up. Whew, okay, so we kind of have the basic idea all figured out. Because Gulool Ja Ja, he's a great guy. Like, just from that short interaction that we had with him, I could tell he seems like a really good guy. He seems to me like the type of person who would beat you up in a bar, but then he would buy you a drink afterwards, and then you just sit down sharing stories, and by the time that you leave, he's like your long-lost brother or something. That's kind of the impression that I'm getting from him. So he seemed to be like a lot of fun. But yes, so there are going to be 7 locations like throughout of Tural, And this is supposed to be only in the lower half from what I was told. The upper half is really going to be more of like the second part. Yoshi P did state that Dawntrail is going to feel like two separate stories. So I think the first half is really going to be us, trying to find the City of Gold. And then the second half is going to be us, exploring the City of Gold. I still have no idea where like Heritage Found and Solution 9 come into this whole thing yet. I mean, yeah, I don't understand how you can go from like a place like Tuliolo to like this futuristic city of Solution 9. So that is completely nuts. There is a chance it might be the City of Gold. I mean, it sure didn't look golden to me, but you never know. So yes, we have to travel to each one of these 7 locations, and we have to complete a task that these electors are going to be the judge for. And we have to collect all 7 before, I'm guessing, like, if you put them together or something, it might give you, like, a map to where the City of Gold is. Or maybe it's, like, hidden directly beneath Tuliolo. It really wouldn't surprise me if that's the case. And maybe that's why he had the city built, like, specifically here. Just kind of, like, stand guard over it, maybe. That would be cool. So, yeah. Right now, we just need to decide if we want to visit the Hanu Hanu first or the Pelu Pelu first. So I've been carefully avoiding any kind of spoilers and any kind of forums about Dawntrail's main scenario. And the only thing that my free company members told me was like, when you get to the choice between which place you want to, go for the little guy first. That's what they were telling me, and I'm assuming they're talking about the Pelu Pelu quest first. And I was confused on that and was asking, like, do I want to know why? And like, no spoilers, please. And it was like, no, but you're just gonna love a few of the cutscenes. I was like, you know what? Why not? So I think next time we will be going specifically for the Pelu Pelu, and then once we return, we'll go for the Hanu Hanu quest line. At least that's the general idea. Anyway, that's going to be it for now. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and be talking to you soon. See ya!